Hi again. I felt like there was something I really wanted to share today because I had a great conversation with somebody who's actually involved in sales for software brands, but does a very, very similar job to me. And we were discussing how basically our job is to take these incredibly clever, complex things that people invent and turn them into something simple enough that the end user can actually understand them. As a part of our chat, we went over the fact that decisions around software and software sales marketing not actually made by IT anymore necessarily. Is actually the end user in the business, be that HR, be that finance, be that marketing. It's not being made by the people who really understand the nuts and bolts of how software goes together. And so that means that all this really, really, really clever stuff that software providers are doing needs to be taken, all that kind of complexity, and taken down into a really, really simple argument as to why you might use it. And that same is true for marketing and for sales. It doesn't really matter which one you're using, we still need to do the same thing. And then I thought, well, maybe I share with you a couple of ideas of how you might actually do that. So, number one, above all else, maybe we can tell a story. Whether it's your origin story, the eureka moment that inspired your current product, or like a real kind of human impact story that's, what your product has actually done in the world. It's a great way to make something that's either really technical or really complex, relatable and accessible to somebody who doesn't really understand how it works or why it works. Second idea, give it a personality. So we're talking about brand here, but not brand as in like a logo and a colour palette. We're talking about giving your brand a real personality, like a way that it actually acts, so that it's got the same characteristics as a human being would, and a set of values that it lives by. That can give you a way of standing out and a way of kind of talking to people in a way that means that they don't think, oh wow, that's a big scary tech company doing stuff I don't understand. It makes it very real and kind of by definition very human. Another idea, how about we give it a face? So this is maybe more about giving your team center stage and in your sort of brand marketing. So giving them the opportunity to tell their stories or, speak about the brand in their own words. Finally, you might consider using a big idea. So this might be, an analogy or a metaphor, or taking something really complex and illustrating it with a really simple image. The big idea works for any product, service or brand to take something that's very complicated and convey it in a way that is really super simple. Anyway, enough whiffling from me. Bye bye.